everybody. Welcome back. We were talking in the last video about connotation, and that's what we're going to be talking about again today. We are staying in that, as you know, and today we're going to practice in a little bit different of a way. So here we go. We're going to practice in kind of some sentence, a little bit Mad Lib style. I got this idea from Miss Monique, so thank you, Miss Monique, for this idea. It's a good one. So here, this is what we're doing. You are going to take a person moving through or towards a plant. Remember, this is about connotation. Connotation can be neutral, negative, or positive, depending on what image or thought we are trying to put in our listener or reader's mind. Okay? So this sounds a little weird right now. We're going to make a sentence out of this. There's a person of some kind moving towards or through or over or whatever, a plant of some kind. So how are we going to make that neutral, positive, and negative? So let's look at some examples. Neutral. The man walks through the grass. There's not a lot of information there except for very, very basic. The man, we know nothing about him. He's just a male human. Walks. Is he walking in what way? Like just slowly, quickly, annoyed? I don't know. We know nothing about that. It's just that he's moving from one place to another. And grass, it's just grass. There's grass everywhere in positive and negative situations. So that is a very neutral way of saying that. Not a lot of information given. Same with the woman runs through the dirt. Same. It's a female human being going quickly through dirt. There's not a whole lot of imagery or information in either of those two sentences. They're very neutral. Positive. So how are we going to say that positive? We want to think of a person. Either a type of person, something that makes us think positively. A baby. Babies and puppies, universally people think are cute. They're made to think they're cute, so we take care of them. So a baby toddles, like toddles, so you can think of a little baby that's barely learning to walk, toddling towards flowers. Flowers are beautiful. They bring positive, bright imagery. So that sentence just right there, and we stayed away from adjectives. That's another thing I need to say. Stay away from adjectives. We're not going to say the very beautiful woman. We're going to try and think of a way to say that in one. The model, the princess, the bombshell. So stay away from adjectives when you're doing this assignment. This assignment is about how can I get the words, the very few words that I'm using, to be chock full of connotation. So baby, cute, positive. Toddles, you can see it toddling towards there. Nothing scary toddles. Nothing negative toddles. Toddlers toddle towards flowers. Again, that's a bright imagery in there. So you see this baby toddling, all that imagery is very much more vibrant than a man walking through grass or a woman running through dirt. And it's much more positive. Same with firefighter sprints over the hedges. Firefighter, hero. It's a positive connotation. Sprints, if we combine that with firefighter, he's moving quickly, very quickly, as quickly as he can, towards his hero work. Positive connotation. And an imagery, right? We can visualize someone sprinting. We know exactly what he's doing. Over the hedges. Hedges are at people's houses. They surround things that need to be safe. They're a positive. Like, a hedge is not a negative. It's not menacing in any way. So a firefighter sprinting over a hedge, it's much more information and imagery, and it's positive. Both of those sentences bring up positive things in our minds. So what about negative? Again, we're staying away from adjectives. We're not saying the very bad man or the very bad woman. We're not saying the evil person. We're specifying exactly who that is, the robber. No one wants to get robbed. The robber brings up negative connotation. Trudges against. Trudging is like if you're trudging, it's difficult. It's like if you're trudging down a path that's a difficult path, it's hard to get through, you're really tired, you're not skipping, it's not light. And it's the cactus. Cactus is a more negative connotation of a plant in this situation, right? no one wants to trudge against a cactus. It's got pokey things all over it. So the robber trudges against the cactus is a negative connotation. It brings up negative imagery in your mind. Negative meaning you don't want to be the robber trudging against the cactus, right? Or if we say robber, we automatically think negatively about that person. So the person, you're thinking negatively because he's a robber. Moves towards, trudges, we don't want to trudge. Trudging is not fun. Into a plant, we don't want to trudge into a cactus. So that is negative connotation in our minds. Same with the murderer. No one likes murderers. No one wants to get murdered. So that's a negative connotation of a type of person. Slices through. If I combine that with murderer, I don't want a murderer slicing through anything. So that brings up really kind of that imagery of slicing when you combine it with murderer. The weeds. Again, weeds aren't flowers, they're weeds. So he's slicing through weeds trying to get to doing more murdering. It's all negative connotations. Those are people or situations that we don't want to be in, that bring up negative feelings or thoughts or imagery for us. But all we did was we took, in all of these examples, we took this frame here and we thought of a negative person, a negative way to move, and a negative plant, and we stuck it together. So that's what you guys are going to do. Remember, you're staying away from adjectives. It's a simple sentence that you're creating. This is not a task where you're creating big elaborate sentences. You're trying to pack meaning and imagery and connotation into short, simple sentences. So you're going to have some examples or some practice ones to do on your own. I did 2 examples for each. You're just going to have to do 1 example for each. So you'll have that frame, a couple of different frames, and you'll have to come up with a neutral way of saying that. What's just a basic way of saying it where it gives hardly any information. It's not positive or negative, a positive and a negative. Okay? So that's it. Here we go.